Hey everyone, so this is my video response to AJ, also known as I Love Thomas Eric 83. I actually stumbled onto your video through Caretaker 1379. He actually did a video response to you, and I went and checked out your video on bullying. And after watching both of them, because it was part 1 and part 2, I felt like I had to make a video response to this. It seems that bullying does have a long-term effect on people. Some people don't get bullied too often, some people get bullied every day. As for me, I was kind of always stuck in the middle of that, where some days I would get bullied, and some days they would actually just be my friends and they wouldn't really pick on me. And of course, later on in life, there are certain situations where you do remember, or these situations that you encounter bring back those memories. Of course, bullying leaves you vulnerable. I mean, that's the worst thing about it. There is nothing you can do, and you just have to basically take it until it's over. And of course, because you're at a vulnerable state whenever that takes place, it stays in your mind a lot more. And like you were saying, yeah, those people who do the bullying, they do move on with their lives, but in some ways, you're kind of stuck there because you remember how it was back then. You remember what they did. I mean, how could you forget? And it doesn't matter how lightly you were bullied or how heavily you were, it still has an effect on you. And I've heard about people who have brought guns to school to shoot bullies that pick on them. I mean, that's going to extreme cases, but I mean, sometimes that's what it comes down to. Because, I mean, how do you deal with something like that? I mean, for people who haven't been picked on too often, you can cope. But with people who get picked on every day for a certain amount of time, that's where it really becomes difficult to deal with. I mean, because you go through it every single day, and only I can imagine what that's like, and not letting you go to school, and it's just a very bad situation that you really can't escape. Most of the times when I was picked on, it took place during elementary school, a little bit during intermediate, and even a small bit during high school. But I would say mostly intermediate and elementary. Why? Because, well, from what I can remember, elementary is when we were all changing, where some people would mature faster than others, so they were taller, built stronger, and they felt that they could pick on those who were smaller than them. And of course, everyone else would gather around them as they would pick on me in that case. But, yeah. And maybe I'm not the only one who gets caught in the middle, where sometimes you could actually talk with them and be okay, and then sometimes they would actually pick on you, and you would just wonder, well, why? What did I do? Is it that I exist? Is that it? Is it sometimes you're just in a crappy mood and you need someone to pick on you, or someone to pick on to make yourself feel better? I mean, to me, I think that's probably what it is, but who knows? There's probably a lot of different cases that, you know what, that would be a great study to see what goes through the mind of a bully and what the reasons are for actually doing it. And a couple of years ago, when a video game came out called The Bully, yeah, it did pretty well in the United States, but in the United Kingdom, I think it was actually banned because they were actually having trouble before with bullying, and the fact that this game was coming out, they didn't want that to start up something again. So I believe that they actually banned that game. I myself haven't played it, nor would I want to. I mean, it's an interesting idea to see it from the life of a bully, but it seems like it kind of provokes it. Like, in a sense of saying, oh, it's okay to act this way, to vandalize and be this way. I guess in a way there's some curiosity to see what it's like to be on the other side, to be the one bullying those in a video game, but it just doesn't seem right. And I think even though it did kind of sell well in the US, they didn't make a part 2, and I'm kind of glad about that. But yeah, just watching your video kind of made me think back to the times when I was bullied and what that was like, and really if it had any effect on me. And sometimes I think that it did, because like you said before, that you have little or no confidence, and that's what I have. And I can't blame bullying directly, because I know there's a part of me that is kind of like that, where I do shy away. Or maybe I'm like that altogether. Maybe bullying just kind of increased that part of me. It increased that weakness. But in some cases, yeah, I do have trouble standing up for myself because of that fear of them, whoever this person is, whether it's male, female, or what the situation may be, fear of them retaliating against me. And sometimes I do have friends who pick on me for fun, yet sometimes I'll let them kind of make fun of me and I won't have any comebacks. Why? Because back then, of course, you wouldn't have a comeback to say to a bully or anyone who was picking on you, because you wanted to be over as quick as possible. Why would you want to provoke them? Maybe I don't look it, but yeah, I was picked on. Not too often, but enough for it to actually leave a mark, and enough of it for me to actually do a video response to this. And so it makes me wonder, how, for anyone else who feels the need to do a video response to this video, or anyone else who watches the other 2 videos, what have you done to cope with bullying? If it's affected you at all or entirely. How does it make you feel? And do you think it's been solved? Do you think there are greater methods or steps being taken into action to hopefully dissolve bullying entirely? Well, those are my thoughts for now. And I do want to thank AJ for making a video blog about this. Because I know a lot of people probably keep silent about it because you really don't want to. It's something where you do want to talk about, but you don't. And openly is very difficult, especially if you are at that age and you're being bullied, because it almost feels shameful in a sense, because you don't want to admit it, but yet you really want to talk about it, and you need people who have gone through this to communicate and talk with, in the sense that you're not alone, but the fact that you talk with people who have gone through it, maybe it makes you feel slightly better, because it's happened to people, and that, yet, they're still there, and they're still somewhat fine. So, again, I want to thank AJ for making his video, and also Dan for doing a video response so I can actually see this video and make a video response of my own. So, until then, I'll Talk to you guys later.